I've spent a number of occasions hanging with him just in a strictly family dinner kind of vibe, and I really got along with him well.
He's great.
I think he's great. I think he's funny.
He's wonderful.
I like him.
Yes.
I love him.
Jack Schlossberg has entered the chat. After Chris Pratt defended Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. during an appearance on Bill Maher's Club Random podcast, adding that he loves the 71-year-old, the grandson of former President John F. Kennedy shot back. Interesting. Cutting millions to life-saving cancer research is wonderful? Killing mRNA vaccine research is funny? At Pratt just hates red food dye, the son of Caroline Kennedy wrote in an Instagram post on August 18th. The 32-year-old added, also, didn't at Pratt play a character who worked as a civil servant for Parks and Rec Department? What about Trump's cuts to national parks, to NOAA, and disaster relief? Or I guess Pawnee was local government. So this is more about states' rights. Should we have a convo about cooperative federalism then? Come on my show, Test Drive, at Pratt. Pratt didn't immediately respond to Schlossberg's post. During the Club Random podcast episode, which dropped earlier that day, the Guardians of the Galaxy star, who is married to Katherine Schwarzenegger, a cousin of RFK Jr., detailed hanging out with the politician, noting he doesn't get into specifics with him, as he also said he wants him to be successful in his role.
I've spent a number of occasions hanging with him just in a strictly family dinner kind of vibe, and I really got along with him well.
He's great.
I think he's great. I think he's funny.
He's wonderful.
I like him.
Yes.
I love him. Politics, it's a nasty business. And when you jump in, and I've seen, and I'm not in politics obviously, but there's a certain level to this in Hollywood, because Hollywood in itself is
political,
a political institution, and I've seen how the person you are can be such a contrast to the people, to the person that people are being told that you are, and you can go, wow, that is pure fiction, and hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people are being fed that, and I'm not there to defend myself, nor am I going to jump in and be mired in this story, because there's this proverb 26:20, for lack of wood the fire will go out, and you're like, okay, so someone tweeted something, it's not real. 300,000 people liked it. Am I going to shine this light of 70 million people onto this? I
don't even read them.
Yeah, you can't.
I don't.
And so my little bit of experience, I've been able to see how the person that you are can be sometimes in stark contrast to the person that your enemy is saying that you are. And in politics, you inherit enemies. And when you jump on the bandwagon with who is the most divisive president ever, it makes sense that you're going to be made to look terrible, and so I don't know what to believe, because it's not like I sit with Bobby and I go, so hey, let's talk about this. It's like we're just playing cards or playing Mafia or having fun or having dinner. I'm not going to pick his brain to find out exactly which of those things are true. I just kind of assume that none of them are, and for the most part, I wish him well, man. I hope there's certain things that he overseas that seem to be supported in a bipartisan way, like getting terrible toxic stuff out of our kids' food. I think that's a great thing. And so if you do that, that's amazing. I'd hate to be so mired in hatred for the president that any success from his administration is something I'd have an allergic reaction to. To be like, oh, well, if they do it, I don't want it to happen. I'll put Clorox in my children's cereal myself. It's like, come on, be reasonable here. There's certain things that would be a good thing to have. I want them all to be successful.
While the husband of Cheryl Hines has supported efforts to reduce environmental toxins in food, he has also spread anti-vaccine rhetoric and conspiracy theories. Most recently, he canceled nearly $500 million in funding for mRNA vaccine development. Before his confirmation in January, Jack's mom and JFK's daughter, Caroline Kennedy, spoke out against her cousin, urging the Senate to not confirm him, calling him a predator and unqualified.
Dear Senators, throughout the past year, people have asked for my thoughts about my cousin Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and his presidential campaign. I did not comment, not only because I was serving in a government position as United States Ambassador to Australia, but because I have never wanted to speak publicly about my family members and their challenges. We are a close generation of 28 cousins who have been through a lot together. We know how hard it's been, and we are always there for each other. But now that Bobby has been nominated by President Trump to be Secretary of Health and Human Services, a position that would put him in charge of the health of the American people, I feel an obligation to speak out. Overseeing the FDA, the NIH, the CDC, and Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, agencies that are charged with protecting the most vulnerable among us, is an enormous responsibility and one that Bobby is unqualified to fill. He lacks any relevant government, financial, management, or medical experience. His views on vaccines are dangerous and willfully misinformed. These facts alone should be disqualifying. But he has personal qualities related to this job, which for me pose even greater concern. I've known Bobby my whole life. We grew up together. It's no surprise that he keeps birds of prey as pets, because Bobby himself is a predator. He's always been charismatic, able to attract others through the strength of his personality, his willingness to take risks and break the rules. I watch his younger brothers and cousins follow him down the path of drug addiction. His basement, his garage, his dorm room were always the center of the action, where drugs were available, and he enjoyed showing off how he put baby chickens and mice in a blender to feed to his hawks. It was often a perverse scene of despair and violence. Today, while he may encourage a younger generation to attend AA meetings, Bobby is addicted to attention and power. Bobby preys on the desperation of parents of sick children, vaccinating his own kids while building a following hypocritically discouraging other parents from vaccinating theirs. Even before he fills this job, his constant denigration of our healthcare system and the conspiratorial half-truths he's told about vaccines, including in connection with Samoa's deadly 2019 outbreak of measles, have cost lives. And now we know that Bobby's crusade against vaccination has benefited him in other ways too. His ethics report makes clear that he will keep his financial stake in a lawsuit against an HPV vaccine. In other words, Bobby is willing to profit and enrich himself by denying access to a vaccine that can prevent almost all forms of cervical cancer and has already been safely administered to millions of boys and girls.
Maria Shriver, Chris Pratt's mother-in-law, showed support for Caroline hours after her statement was made public, sharing a picture of her on X and writing, "Courage is when you do something hard, heartbreaking, and painful, and you do it anyway. Love you, Caroline. Always have, always will. #Profiles in Courage."